You want to do the intro? Tell people what this vlog's about?
Yeah, what are we doing? RoofNest.
Falcon. RoofNest Falcon XL.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and go.
Well, that's not how I wanted to start. But anyway, you guys, welcome back to our channel, to KRT LYFE, KRT LYFE with the Y. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. And today we are finally doing an official review on our beloved rooftop tent, which is RoofNest Falcon XL.
Coming up next. Yeah, that's right. All right, we are outside in the garage, and now we're going to finally talk about the RoofNest, the Falcon RoofNest. Good Lord, why can't I get this right? The Falcon RoofNest XL.
Exactly.
So you'll do the duties and pull the truck out.
Squeeze myself in here. Task all on its own.
The squeeze is real. Squeeze. All right. The moment that we all have been waiting for.
It's been a while. Sorry, it took us a minute to get on the actual trip to properly test this because we want to give you like a full 100% honest review after using it, not just like the initial impression thing. So now, since we've been camping in it for quite a few days back to back to back, now we can definitely catch you guys up on what we think.
All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about with the RoofNest Falcon RoofNest XL. I still cannot say the name of this thing, even though we owned it for almost a year now. And first of all, how long have we owned it?
We bought it sometime November, December last year. So we coming up
before then. It was like August, October?
No.
Okay.
So here, do you want me to give you a timeline? You have problems with timelines.
Okay, tell me how long we had.
So the first trip that we took was for our 1-year anniversary. That was October 5th. That was a Smittybilt tent. After that whole 1-week trip, we came back, and on Sunday, I ordered the iKamper. We waited 4 weeks for it. So we got iKamper at the end of October, beginning of November. We had it for about 6 weeks, and we sold it beginning of December-ish. And as soon as we sold it, we bought this. We bought this and sold our iKamper on the same day. So it's somewhere was mid-December then we bought it.
So we had about 7 months.
A little more than that.
Okay, so we've had it about 7 or 8 months. And do we love it? Absolutely. But now we're going to go into the why we actually love it. And let's start with the actual design from the outside with it closed. When you look at the way that this thing is designed, you look at how flat it is and how robust and sturdy it is.
Industrial looking?
Yes, industrial and modular. We got to say that it's also modular. This thing is super, super, super strong, and it's also very good for like clearance when you're going into, for instance, like parking decks and stuff like that.
Regular garage.
Yeah, even going into our garage, like we get a lot of clearance and stuff with it, so we don't have to worry about if we're going to smash into a parking deck or into any other type of roof structure and stuff like that. When we're off-road, worrying about branches and stuff like that, it clears branches really easily, and if a branch actually does hit it, it's so strong and so tough and durable, it just shakes it off like it's no problem. And also because of the low profile, it also has very good, it has less wind resistance than the Smittybilt that we actually had before, that, you could actually really tell that it was up on top of the vehicle when you had it. This right here, very narrow, very sleek, really good on the highway. So that's one thing that's really good about it.
So why did we even start looking for this different type of tent?
Because we had, so we started off with the Smittybilt Overlander XL. That thing was good. It was cool, but it was very, very complicated, and it was, I don't know. It was okay. We wanted to try something different. That's when we went to iKamper.
That was our first tent, and we're like, okay, well, this definitely requires a little bit of work to pop it out and then put it back together. Especially we've had to do it several times in the downpour. So we really felt the pain of that. So we were like, well, what about something easier and more simple? And my concern was I need to be able to do it completely by myself without like spending 2 hours of doing it in case something happens. So we went to iKamper. Skycamp, and we had questionable experience with that. So we moved on from that pretty fast, pretty much, and we ended up with this. This was available, local, we could play with it. We tried it. I tried to do it by myself, and we had an awesome deal on it as well. And we liked the look of it much better than the previous one because aesthetics always matter to us as well. And that's how we ended up with this. So I feel like an original quest was like something need to be faster, simpler, and one person should be able to do it without no problems, quick. So that was great, and we move around so much, so a lot faster setup and then take down. This comes with much nicer mattress. We did not actually improve the mattress here.
Let's go ahead and open it and go up there, and then we can show people what it looks like. This is going to be interesting because I want y'all to show you. I want to show y'all how easy it is and how fast you can open this thing. So you want to hold the camera for me real quick? Now this is a real-time view of how, I guess, fast you can deploy this thing. Now, technically, you can sleep in it at this point, but if I wanted to be a stickler about it, I can find, where are they? Oh, here they are. The actual rain fly pieces. I can take my time, and I guarantee you I can put this thing together and be ready to sleep in it before anybody can set up any other kind of tent. That goes like that. Even with my house in the way, I can still do like so. And there we go. And time. What was that, like ladder? 10 seconds?
Your ladder,
Oh,
man.
my ladder.
I can't jump this high.
Gotta have the ladder.
And there it is, just like that.
Done.
It is ready to go.
Yeah. So I've seen people complain about like rooftop tents being, I guess, difficult to deploy and difficult to set up and stuff like that. And I honestly can say that it really depends on the design of rooftop tent that you get, because we had the Smittybilt, we had the iKamper, and yes, both of those took a long time to deploy. This one, not so much. So let's go upstairs and see what it looks like. All right, we're gonna go upstairs and show y'all all about this thing.
So a few things. We had previous issues with mattress quality, right? So obviously when you go on the long trips, you want to be comfortable, you want to lay down and not feel like you're laying on the complete like ground. This tent has a great mattress. We had not had any problems. It is pretty decent thick. It's like, I want to say it's almost 2 inches or 1.5 inches at least. Also it comes with, I don't know if you can see, but it comes with anti-condensation mat, which works great. We never had any problems. It has 2 pockets on each side. 1 pocket here, 1 pocket there, which is very convenient. It has a net. It has a light. It already comes with, which you just have to get like a power supply and then you can turn this on. It's darker color, so this dark gray, when you sleep, it actually nice. It does let you sleep in without all the lights start beaming through. We did sleep both sides. We slept that way and we try to sleep this way. And I feel like it depends on the weather. Like on the summer nights, I would rather sleep with my head facing that way because you have more breeze. On the winter, when it's colder, if you get in here, it's a little bit more covered and the wind doesn't, I feel like it's warmer on this side, maybe less, I don't know.
Volume?
Yeah, less volume right on top of you. But it works both ways. You just have to be mindful when you get up. Materials like on top of it that is dark, it doesn't flop or rattle. So as long as you zip the zippers correctly and leave your, you know, like the actual end of the zippers down, you have no problems with that. And we slept in a really windy conditions because we camped. If you guys followed us, we camped on the beach and it was 30 to 35 miles per hour winds the whole night nonstop. See, do we want to talk about the cons?
We can't talk about this tent without talking about the cons.
The biggest con is it is very heavy.
Yes. This tent is extremely heavy, so this isn't one of those type of tents that you can just put it on your car by yourself, or like maybe even you and your lady. Like, this is the type of tent that you need to have some really strong friends, maybe possibly rugby or football players, to help you put this thing on your car. Like, every single time I've had to take it down and reinstall it, it's always been a massive pain.
Unless an option to have a device that will lift it, whatever those things called, you know what I mean? Like you can either build one or get one, but we do not have that option. We do not have enough space in our garage. So for us, we literally have to do it manual way. It's great to keep it on, but sometimes we live in this, not sometimes, we live in the city. So sometimes we can't fit in the garages, which makes it a lot more difficult for us to maneuver around the city.
Which is why we have 2 Land Cruisers, one with and one without the tent.
Yes, but you never know who goes where and then what the options are going to be as far as the height where we have to fit in.
So that's one thing, the weight.
Yes, so that's one thing, the ladder piece.
Yes, okay. So now we can finally talk about this ladder deal. So this ladder right here, as you can see, the rungs of this ladder aren't angled to be flat when you step on them. Instead, they're pitched like this. So if you're wearing shoes, it's uncomfortable to climb up and down this ladder. But if you're barefoot, it's almost unbearable to climb up and down the ladder.
Actually, yes, it does hurt properly. And I mean, when you're a kid, it's not that bad. But when you're an adult and you have a little bit of weight on you, it is not an easy climb. That definitely hurts. The next thing is the way the windows are. And I think it's just a design flaw. We don't like the way they close. So they go up, right? You just zip them up pretty much just like that. Just like that. I think they should be opposite. They should be from the top down. They should be a little bit bigger because it's kind of odd shape. I don't understand why they did this shape. You could have done triangle, or you could have just done
made the whole
bigger.
side open.
Yeah, like the whole side. I'm not really sure, but the problem with that is if it is raining and you're trying to get out, there is no rain fly either. That is another downside, I think, with this tent. You can say, oh yeah, you can get out the other way where you do have a rain fly, but the problem is we have a Land Cruiser, which means we have a tailgate, so we cannot put the ladder out there unless we decide to jump. That's not an option for us. And I think that would be nice to have a little rain fly so you can keep your windows open without rain flying in and still, you know, have a fresh air and stuff like that. Small interior space. It depends what size of the family you guys have. If it's 2 people, it is fine. If you do it in summer, it's a lot more room. If you do it in winter, between the, you know, all your gear and then your bags and everything else, it's definitely getting a little tight. And then us having a Smittybilt as the first tent, we so used to the whole space, which was so nice. When it came down to this, it's definitely a downgrade from the size perspective, but it's also 3 of us. We have our daughter with us camping, and that's when it really gets a little bit tight in here.
Yeah, so like when I was thinking about the size and the volume thing, when we had that Smittybilt, if it was raining or something all day while we were camping, we didn't have an issue with being like, okay, well, we'll just chill in the tent, you know, read and just hang out in the tent.
It was 3 of us, and it was so much space. Like,
yes,
it was comfortably 3 of us can fit with the space around us to put your bags and book bags and all this stuff.
Right.
Now we have to strategically climb up here and leave everything down.
Yeah.
So we have enough room to...
Yeah, and it's too small. Like, if you want to, like, hang out and just, like,
Yes.
chill inside of the tent, it's not really an option with this one because you just feel so claustrophobic. Even with 2 people, it's not the type of tent that you
It's
want to
tight.
just hang inside of. You want to definitely get out and venture around the camp.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do miss that part of the Smittybilt, the whole size-wise, and the more we think about it, the more I'm like, oh, I know it was a little bit more set up. Maybe we can get a better version with the easier, you know, pop up and pop in. But I do want that size because it makes a massive difference overall. But that's pretty much it. So I don't really feel like there's a lot of cons in this tent. It depends, like I said, inside of the family, and then like how you travel and what your desires are, I guess, from getting from a tent. I lost my words. But anyway, like, what do you kind of want? What the, you know, final result that you like? We still love it. This is from the 3 tents. This is our favorite one by far. It's easy, never let us down. It's been great. Very robust, no problems in winds, rain, cold, summer, heat, everything, you name it.
And it's so convenient, once again, going back to opening and closing the tent, that we have no problem. Like, if we're in a parking lot and we want a better view of the beach, just popping this thing open and just hanging out in here and just like looking at the beach or whatever. And or if people want to see how it works, like literally in a parking lot, if somebody comes up to us and says, hey, how does that tent work? we have no problem popping it open and saying, oh, this is how it works, because it's so easy to open and close. And on that note, I think we should finish the vlog showing people how easy we can close it, because that's one of the things that people are always like, oh, well, it's just not that fast. It's not as fast as they say it is. Yeah. And other rooftop tents aren't as fast as they say it is, but this one is. So you want to get down and show people?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
do that. Now we're gonna go down these rickety ladder real quick. Well, not really rickety, just uncomfortable ladder. Climb down that uncomfortable ladder.
Oh. Yeah, this definitely hurts my feet when I go down for sure.
Here we go. I'm gonna show y'all how fast you can close this tent. All right, y'all ready? Real time. All right, here we go. And the house is in the way, so I get extra points for that.
Nice try.
It's not like I'm gonna sit here and try to rush for the camera. I'm gonna take my time to show y'all how good this thing really is. Did we mention that we paid for this thing out of pocket?
We didn't, but we definitely did pay out of pocket.
Now this is the one bit with any rooftop tent you're gonna have to worry about.
Tucking pieces in.
Tucking little pieces in. But it's still the easiest with this. There we go. And there you have it. All right. So what we're gonna do now is our conclusion. What are our conclusions and final thoughts on the God, I can't know why I don't remember.
RoofNest Falcon XL.
So my final thoughts and everything. I absolutely love this tent. And damn, AC would come on as soon as we're about to start talking.
Okay, you guys, city living, you know, city living.
So my final thoughts is I absolutely love this tent. My only gripe, or my only two main gripes that I don't like about it, is the actual ladder rungs, the rungs of the echelons on the ladder, and the actual weight of the tent, because, you know, I would like to be able to take the tent on and off more often. But the weight just really stops me from doing that. Outside of that, I really actually enjoy this tent thoroughly. Could be bigger, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, so my two big things is definitely the weight, because we do need to take it on and off if we want to easier. A ladder, yes, I can deal with kinda, but I do want the bigger size. I do miss the size, because I just like to feel comfortable instead of feel like I'm sleeping in the box.
And I say this all the time in the comments when people ask us stuff about tents, but I'm telling you, dollar per dollar, if you want to get a not a RoofNest system, a rooftop tent, definitely get the Smittybilt Overlander XL. I miss that tent every day. Even though it's not the best tent, it's still the best tent.
So it was funny, because when we sold it, I was like, oh, thank God, like I can't wait to get in the better tent and pop up easier and stuff like that. And Reza goes, oh, I missed the Smittybilt. I'm like, no. As the time progressed and we start sleeping in this, even though I absolutely love the way it looks, I like the functionality, the ease of everything, I do miss Smittybilt every day more and more and more and more. I do miss the size.
Yeah.
So overall, this is still an amazing tent. I think it's easy, functional. You can make it modular if you're traveling with bikes, tracks, whatever. If you want to put a canoe on the top of this thing, this is definitely a proper option. And just durability, and then the way it's built, it's actually built really well. Like
it's built so good that we have never even had to use the customer service on it.
Yes, like the quality for us, it's been great. So overall, we're still loving it. Is this our last one? Who knows? You know, we're always adventuring out and trying new things. You never know. There's so many products on the market, but overall, we're loving it.
So we highly recommend this tent, especially if you need something that's extremely durable, and especially if you're one person, you need something really durable. This tent should be you all day. We are KRT LYFE, KRT LYFE with the Y. Like, subscribe, comment, and all that. But if you have a family, you still might want to go to that Smittybilt.
But for the one person, This is a perfect tent.
Oh yeah. If you're the solo dolo,
Perfect.
that's all day. Yeah,
Yes.
get that. All right, y'all. Peace. Small and compact and low profile it is. The number one thing that we want to start off with, going by the notes, is
Short answer.
Oh no. Well, the short. That's the intro.
Whatever. I'm reading your notes.
Okay. So we got to skip all that because that's the intro. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So, the flat and simple design gives you a lot of clearance. So.
We never went through this. That's why you're laughing at me. But that's what your thing. So
I
I'm
sent
reading
it to you. I thought you read it.
We never went through this in our intro, and that's why I'm reading it.
Oh. Well, when we get out here is what you mean.
Yeah, nothing went the way it was supposed to be on the beginning. So anyway, what do we think of it?
Yes. Okay. So I feel like I gotta start this all over again because now I'm all confused.